Bear Mode, a podcast review of The Bear, is a Boink Studios production. And now, on with the show.
Welcome back to the show, kids. You're tuned into Bear Mode, a podcast review of The Bear. And once again, proving that you guys will never know what's going on off camera. We just had a whole episode that will never see the light of day before I even press record. Tom Cart back here with you as always, joined by Big Tasty, Joe Higgins, and Jay Luft. We're here for episode 4, kids, of season 2. Lots to talk about here today. We hope you guys are ready to get into it because we're ready to get into it ourselves. I'll spoil it for you. I thoroughly enjoyed this episode because I came into it like this and I came out like this, and it was very nice. No chaos. I felt good. Didn't feel the need to go pick up drinking or chain smoking. Right? It was awesome. Again, spoiler. If I ruined it for you, apologies. So, Tasty, let's start with you. Coming into this episode, I don't know if we were quite there for this season yet of, okay, I need a break. I can't take anymore. The season's been fairly tame to this point, but what did you think about coming into this one?
Yeah, it's there's a little chaos. A wall falls over.
Sure, true. A little bit.
A wall falls
I
over.
saw.
No, this is just another one of those. It's a nice episode, and it obviously we'll get into this. It explores. There's a lot of themes in this season. I think, like, obviously the first one was all about like sort of grief and how to like manage grief. This is, I think, more about sort of finding like the balance. Especially this episode, there's a lot of talk about contentment and fulfillment and knowing what's enough. And I think there's a scene later on. This has got some of my favorite dialogue bits of like the entire season. And I think the scenes with Luca and Marcus are fantastic because
really
we'll talk about Luca because Luca's great. We'll get there. But yeah, there's a lot about finding contentment in maybe not reaching your fullest potential, maybe, but sometimes that's okay. Maybe you just have to be happy with wherever you end up, which I think is a very positive message in a world where a lot of people think if they're not first, they're last.
Ricky Bobby, yeah, first or last. Joe, what do you think about Tasty's take on this? You got similar views or no?
Yeah, it's the thing of you can be the best in the world, but someone will always come along and overtake you. That's just how the world is. And it's like you said, it's knowing that it's being content and happy with your lot, knowing that you've got people. I think the line he says is like it's having good people around you, and I think that this is part of, like Tasty said, if the first season was about grief, this is about healing,
identity maybe as well, right? Like discovering who you are, and like Tasty said, knowing your place in all of this.
Well, when we get into it, it's like Marcus tells his story, and he's like, he fell into this, didn't he? Essentially,
yeah.
Right. Just it was, but it's like I enjoy it. I could do this. I'm never going to be the best in it, but that's enough. It is a incredibly. It's a very unbear episode because it's so almost tranquil. It's shot in a really weird way. There's some really weird camera angle choices and like zoom techniques they use, which make it. I don't know. I still haven't figured out what that was all about.
Do you know what this feels like a bit like, in a weird way? And this is a very British reference I'm going to put in. But if you ever watch Doctor Who, so they have an episode. They never quite have enough budget for like the entire season for Doctor Who because it's made on like a shoestring in Cardiff because like the rent's cheap or something. So they always have to have like one episode every season without the Doctor in because they can't afford to pay him.
Wow.
So this is like this is like that episode where they just get a couple of side characters and just go and film them for like half an hour and go and do something else.
It's kind of what would normally be a bottle episode in another sitcom or whatever. Of none of the sort of main cast are in it, but it's a thing that the Bears start to do. We've had it a bit before with Sydney and stuff, where they've fleshed in bits of their background. This is a big old dump for Marcus.
In pro wrestling terms, his dates were used up, and he came back a month later. So contract says you get a certain number. Never mind. So Jay, your first time meeting Luca, coming into this episode. How did this one sit for you in terms of, like we said before, not a ton of chaos in season 2 already, but this one unexpected for you, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a good one to have because I've got a blood pressure monitor on at the moment. So, so thankfully, it was a relatively tranquil episode, and it was set in one of my favorite places in the world, Copenhagen. So I was very excited to see this. I think to go back to what Joe was saying about shooting, I feel like a lot of the scenes with Marcus, like, because obviously, like, what he does is like desserts and stuff like that, and it's a very delicate process. A lot of the stuff that he does, there's not any. I noticed there's never any like music or anything behind it. A lot of the time, it's just him actually like sort of gently doing what he's doing. I think it's almost like feels like it's shot that way to kind of illustrate the fact that, well, this is because that's like his role in the kitchen. He's got to like kind of be like very precise and like very detail oriented. Even like in this, when there was a bit where he was at the start where he was putting the bowl down for the cat, and it was like there was no sound to it. You just put it down, and it was just it just felt like, again, the same as later on when he's then putting the nut into the trifle thing with like with the tweezers.
Which is really odd because Marcus is a huge man.
Yes.
I think that's the point as well, isn't it?
Yeah, and as we find out in this episode, he played linebacker in college and like just hit people really hard. That was his job.
Yeah.
He and plus I think it reflects his personality because he's so chill. He's so easy and mild mannered. Like Richie in the same episode, they've been playing Motley Crue and he'd been dropping stuff and breaking it and cursing out loud. You know what I mean? So wouldn't have quite been the same. Different soundtrack for that episode. Oh, Joe or Jay, I can't wait till we get there. There's so much stuff you're going to find out. I can't wait till we get there. Oh my God. It's good. It's all good, but it's good and interesting at the same time. So
peaks and troughs.
Yes.
Also, I like to think this is like an Adam Warlock like origin episode.
Very good.
I did say to you guys before we started, it's nice to see Will Poulter actually using his real voice for a role and not just like do an American voice.
Right.
Son of Rambo, that Narnia film he was in.
Yeah, not for like the last 10 years.
No.
Last 10 years, it's just been doing American voice.
Mm-hmm. All right, kids. Well, let's get into it. The title of episode 4 from season 2 is Honeydew. And all of episode 2 dropped on June 22nd, 2023. This one is directed by Rami Youssef on a story by Stacey Osai Kuffour. Hopefully I didn't butcher that. 10 episodes in season 2. And to give you folks some background of where we were, in episode 3 of season 2, Carmy shared openly in an Al-Anon meeting about trying to redefine fun and start from a healthier place as the pressure of opening the restaurant mounted. With 11 weeks left, he and Sydney tested dishes at his apartment only to realize their palates were off, prompting a reset that Carmy abruptly abandoned when he decided to choose to help Claire instead. While Tina began culinary school and Abraham quietly walked away from his own chance, Richie spent time with his daughter, revealing a softer side beneath his bravado. When Sydney returned to the gutted restaurant that night, she discovered major structural damage had been torn out without her input, forcing her to confront how alone she felt during the process. Ending the night in a borrowed kitchen, Sydney attempted to perfect a ravioli dish, but broke down in frustration. And that sets the tone for where we are. By the way, a lot of that we're not even going to circle back to in this episode, but it's okay. Again, this is a really good episode. We do open on the sounds of demolition and we think, oh, we're right back to the fray, dear friends, back to the fray. We see the workboard, which is utter chaos, Post-it notes everywhere, overdue bills, a demo permit, a building permit, an HVAC repair permit. You can't just fix that. You need a permit to fix that. What?
Well, that's what they said, wasn't it? Was that like there's like for every person that comes out, there's 4 other people that have to come and sign off their work. It's
I live here and that irritates me. I mean, like, we need to fix this. Well, you can't. Why? You need a permit first. All right.
I love some of the stuff they have on the sticky notes in this little montage as well.
Yeah. I didn't get them all. What'd you get?
I know the last one is stop using the credit card.
Yeah, there's one, and it's what's the other one? It's like kill me now.
Like we're fucking dead or something like that.
Yeah.
Fuck my life to death.
That's
that's the only one I got.
Yeah.
We see Carmy and Sugar talking about how deep they're in the hole. And man, are they in the hole.
7 weeks out, they say?
7 out, yeah.
Yep. Sugar says, well, now we're 7 weeks out. Our DBA just got rejected. Fire suppression hasn't shown up yet. We have to schedule a second deep clean because our building's now considered a biohazard and we only have a couple walls left standing. Why did we get rejected? Well, because we filed for a new name. Why is that a problem? Because we never filed for the first name. That's so good. I don't know why that paused me. Is Mikey weren't operating correctly because they were never doing business as. So now we have to file to do business as the Bear and pay a fine for not doing business as the Beef originally, because according to the IRS, we're assholes. Which is a great line. He says, so it's a money thing.
The thing is with that, someone came in and Mikey just slipped him a couple of £100. Like,
yes.
Like, just
and a
make
sandwich, maybe some sandwiches.
Yeah. Like, it was, everything was done on like a wink and a handshake with him because the amount of permits.
I mean, maybe the man with the golden car cooked him up.
Could be.
Because everybody in that town, apparently this place was an institution. Someone had to have known it wasn't, but you're right.
Well, they had the same health and safety guy, didn't they, that came in? And then it was the woman replaced him. And it's, that they knew everyone and they just paid everyone off with sandwiches.
The problem is, like all the people that they knew are now dead or retired.
Yeah,
so pretty much.
True. He says, so it's a money thing. By the way, kids, it's always a money thing.
Yep.
So how fast can we get a deep clean? Not till tomorrow, I don't think. And she's obviously having a tough day. She touches her stomach and she's exhaling deeply. And then he looks down and he looks at her and he figures it out. And she says, like, don't tell anyone. This is my problem. I don't want this to change anything. I don't want to be treated any differently. I'm completely terrified. And I'm only telling you this because just in case. And don't take this like I'm not excited, because I am excited. Because of, and as she's talking, the thumping's getting louder.
You
feels like she's trying to justify it to herself as well.
But you can see this scene coming, like the finale. You can see it coming for like 30 seconds.
The hammering thing is I'm assuming it's meant to mimic a heartbeat of her winding herself up more and more, trying to explain this.
There's a beautiful moment in this as well when she says, I can't remember verbatim what she said, but it's something along the lines of, I really want to get this right because of like how bad our childhood was.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it says, I just don't want anyone to know. Okay. He's like, all right. He's like, I really don't want Richie to know.
Because you wouldn't, would you?
Because somehow it feels more in my control to decide when and who knows. Then comes the wall down and she's finishing her sentence that I'm pregnant as the wall comes down. Richie, you hear Richie go, congratulations. So
I
good.
fucking knew it.
Yeah. Fucking knew it. Like, no bullshit. You didn't know it. Come on. Oh my god!
Yeah, but then we get, I think, my favorite factism. Nat, the wall fell down.
I'm aware, sweetheart.
I just love like Fac's weird maternal relationship with her. It's great.
I feel like you could just give him any line, and I feel like they did. Just gave him any line, and it worked. You know what I mean?
That, again, was probably just.
I'm convinced pretty much everything he does is just he gets bullet points and he just ad libs it.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
I think
if
he
you
just gets told
one
to
of
do
my
this.
last cooking videos, like it's that energy just permeates like everything he ever does. So yeah,
it's wonderful. 7 weeks to open, like the guy said before, kids. Marcus is talking to his mom in the hospital bed, telling her about getting on a plane and going to a place. He has to come up with 3 really great desserts. Wants to know if she has any ideas. He's excited. He says, don't worry. Christy's here. That's the nurse. And Chester's here. We remember Chester.
Yeah, Chester's my boy.
But
Chester's
he's just
a bro, man. We talked about this before, but Chester's a dude. Like,
absolute
He's
diamond.
so funny.
Yeah.
I love how, and of course he is. I'm not saying this is weird, but I love how the character continues to talk to her as if she's actually carrying on a conversation with him. I really love that, actually.
I believe that's what you're supposed to do in case they are aware. Like,
yeah.
Well, it's not the first time in this episode that Marcus helps someone out and sort of treats them with an enormous sort of dignity. And we see that later as well in like a sort of weird sort of parallel to this scene. But yeah, it's nice how again he just shows that he is this former college linebacker, big, huge, built guy who like used to just wreck people on the football field. But here he is like caring for his mother, his terminally sick mother, at this point, and yeah, it's an absolutely beautiful scene. You know, the man's obviously incredibly, and like you said, Jay, it shows that sort of shows through in his work.
Yeah,
it's really good. We see him talking to the nurse. He's extremely stressed. She's trying to calm him down. Look, everything's gonna be fine. You know, we've got this. We're good. And we see him at the airport next, and Chester's with him. Chester's stressing as well. He demanded to see Marcus's passport. Marcus asked him to check on his mom. He's like, I will. And he said, I learned some things.
I'm going to pop in every day on the way to work. Don't even worry about it. I've already sorted it.
That's
awesome.
Like,
he's such a guy.
He is. He says he learned some Danish words so they can connect when he gets back.
What? Airplane and air conditioning.
Air conditioning.
Oh, that's important in the winter, Marcus says. I mean, you never know. Global warming is popping off. It's a great line. And they tell each other they love each other and everything. I love how he fakes he doesn't know where the passport is, and then of course he pulls it out. So
again, they do a really good job of getting the impression that like it's never like expressly, it never goes into the sort of history behind this guy's relationship, like how long have they known each other, what have they been through together. But it's just always implied that they have a really like solid, like loving relationship as friends. Which is,
my wife was like, they've probably grown up together and just have always had each other. Like Chester's not a football player, is he? You can,
no.
But it's and it's that kind of weird.
I mean, Chester's the interior design guy. Like he would be hanging around with the football players in school.
But like you don't know whether Marcus protected him from bullies. And like there's this whole thing that's never spoken about, and it doesn't need to be because they just love each other, but like in a purely platonic sort of way. I think at one point we discussed whether Chester fancied him, but I take that back now because I genuinely think they're just
bros. They're just absolute bros.
Absolute, yeah.
I feel like he's Nate, but it's like he's just better, well-centered, and with no hang-ups. You know what I mean? I feel
he's
like
Nate
this
at
is
the end.
Yeah, this is what the Nate character could have been had he not been a little more
Nate's
complex.
after Nate's in his redemption arc.
Yes.
You get the feeling, especially though, with Chester's like sort of devotion to Marcus's mum, that like it was one of them where they were around each other's houses every night. You know,
Ooh,
like,
yeah.
they always like sitting at each other's tables and stuff like that, and like they knew each other's parents really well. And yeah,
and it's amazing that we've made all this up about it through a handful of scenes with them together.
Yeah,
It's a testament to the writing and the acting. To be fair.
Yeah, we tend to write other stories as we go. But
ours are not sexy fan fiction. Ours are just like based on evidence.
That's right.
But when a show is as good as The Bear, and I think when the universe they create is the world they create is so rich and so detailed, you can do a lot with a little. Like just a few little scenes like this. There's enough implied. Like we've always said that The Bear is a show about sort of moments and small moments between characters, and I think it's especially poignant and especially informative when it's a conversation between two people. You find out a lot about people and the details and like how they interact with each other. I think that sort of infers a lot about characters and sort of their relationships. And it's a show about relationships, isn't it? Relationships with people, relationships with jobs, relationships with like sort of how you perceive yourself. So
that's a good point. Well, we know that we don't really get to see anything on the plane, but we get the feeling that he has taken the flight. We hear Holiday Road by Lindsey Buckingham playing, classic theme from National Lampoon's Vacation. By the way,
music in this episode is again phenomenal. Like
the bass line slaps on this song.
It took me so long to go, I know this song from something. And I genuinely had to look it up and go, of course it bloody is. Yeah.
You know what's funny is like Buckingham's from Fleetwood Mac, of course. And for years I thought it was Kenny Loggins. And every now and then I'll hear it after not having heard it in a while and go, that's Kenny Loggins in my head. And every time I'm like, no, moron, it's Lindsey Buckingham. But I do it all the time. Like I know but I don't know. Yeah.
Fleetwood Mac, the band where the man's called Lindsay and the woman's called Stevie.
Right? I submit that Fleetwood Mac was also good before those two folks joined the band. But you know what? That's my opinion. So this episode is shot on location in Denmark, kids, in case you didn't know.
Don't mention IKEA.
Don't mention IKEA. Oh, I forgot all about that. Yeah, I don't like that. What do you say? That's a Swedish thing. It's not Danish.
I had to learn that the hard way. Yeah.
That's right. I totally missed that. You know, I've never been in an IKEA. There's not one around where I live.
You're
never
not
been
missing
in
a thing.
Really?
Whoa now.
Whoa.
You mean you don't like getting lost in a furniture house shop for an hour and then having some cheap meatballs?
Never stray from the path. That's the best.
I could just get drunk in like a British Heart Foundation store if I want that experience. Yeah, they're just huge warehouses full of furniture that you can't find your way out of. You're supposed to follow a line, and if you deviate from that line, you end up back at the start of it, like snakes and ladders. Like, it's awful place. All the lamps you buy can only use IKEA bulbs with them. Yeah, you can buy candles cheap, but they don't last long.
It feels a bit
You
like
want
a Greek
something
fable.
big off one of them shelves? Stand there and a man will come. A man never comes.
Never
It feels a bit like a Greek fable, doesn't it? Like, don't stray from a line, or you will be lost forever. Like, the Minotaur will come and find you.
I believe that they based Hansel and Gretel on basically getting stuck in an IKEA.
Apparently, the labyrinth in Crete was based on an IKEA warehouse, and the Minotaur was just a disgruntled employee.
Yeah, if you get
That's the man who comes and the Minotaur's just the man who comes and gets the thing off the top shelf for you.
He never comes.
He never comes. You're just
Scrambling up there myself to get a Billy bookcase or whatever the hell it was. Yeah.
Tell my wife I love her. You know what I mean? Like, you're never.
Tell my
coming
wife
home.
I said hello.
Yeah. Let's see. Got me lost there. So, yeah, he comes in. He has a ride. We get the musical montage of the sights and sounds. It's a beautiful place. I've never been, but I'm guessing it's great. Jay, why Copenhagen for you? Why you love it so much?
I went there for a few beer festivals, and it's just a really nice city. It's not too big. It's just like there's loads of like different sort of like areas that have like got sort of different styles and stuff. But the main thing like that it doesn't even really scratch the surface in this episode, which surprised me, was like the food stuff. There's like so much variety in food there. Mainly like burger places. That was kind of like where I got the best food. But there's so like awesome taco places, awesome barbecue places. I mean pastries, obviously. But
the first thing you see Marcus doing is getting a hot dog from a street vendor, which is, if anyone's ever been to Scandinavia, that's a huge part of Scandinavian culture, is just having really nice hot dogs from street vendors.
Literally, so the train that he would have got from the airport would have took him directly to the station in the center of Copenhagen, and no matter what exit you leave, there will be a guy with like a cart selling just street meat. And
was the ketchup on them hot dogs, do you reckon?
There was mustard and cucumber by the looks of things.
No, so just so Richie doesn't lose his shit about it,
Well, I think we've established ketchup does not go on hot dogs.
I'm not getting this again.
But the way they shoot,
like
throughout this episode, the way they shoot Copenhagen is absolutely stunning. It's almost hauntingly beautiful. Like it's beautifully bleak in like a.
It looks abandoned. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the way that they kind of make it look like Marcus is walking around is he would have had to have gone the longest way possible around to get to where he was going, especially from the train station.
I've seen all the sights and sounds, but I don't really see another person like in the streets or anything. It's just him, and I guess that's to show him, the isolation that he's feeling and that kind of thing as well. But
he's got a houseboat.
It must have been difficult to film. Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Why have a house when you can have a houseboat?
I'm saying.
House pirates.
House pirates.
No.
Oh my! He's got the roll around dragging it behind him on the cobblestone, so it's making a ruckus. The problem with those roll arounds is that you don't know anything's going wrong until you feel your wrist turning really weirdly, and you realize the whole thing's falling down. You're like, "What's going on?"
I hate them so much.
I do too. I use it, but it feels necessary, so you don't have to carry it around. But it sucks.
You can get the 4-wheel ones now that you kind of just push alongside you, like an oxygen transfusion blood thing. Like
it just feels douchey to push it in front of me. I don't know why.
It feels weird. Yeah.
I should have a latte. Excuse me, I'm coming through here.
Get one of those ride-on ones.
You know what? It's probably easier. He checks his phone. He realizes he's arrived at the right place. He's at the boat, like you guys said. He goes in, and it's small, but it's clean, and it's cool, actually. He finds a note that says, "Dear Marcus," attached is the Wi-Fi. "Take the trash out, sweep the front walkway, Make sure there's water in the bowl for Coco. Water the plants. Enjoy your stay. Love to CB. And it's signed Marie. And he just says, yes, chef. So that's pretty cool. He says that a lot in this episode. That night, he puts water in the bowl, and then he goes walking. He goes into the kitchen. He goes into a kitchen and is reporting to Luca. We meet him for the first time. This is Will Poulter. As we have said earlier, he's done a variety of things. Maybe his breakout role was in We're the Millers, though I know he was in the Narnia stuff before then. Is that right?
There's also a bit of Black Mirror as well.
I've seen an episode of Black Mirror, and also the first thing I saw him in was Son of Rambo, which is a brilliant coming-of-age film.
Yeah,
you should all watch. It's very 80s and very cute.
Nice. And plus, we know
the coolest French person in it as well. Sorry.
All good. We know he's Adam Warlock in the MCU. Very odd how they've handled that character. We don't have to get into it, but very odd how they handle it. He redeems himself, but yeah. He tells Marcus that they're starting at 5 a.m. Marcus says, yes, chef, and walks out. And at first, you don't know what to make of this guy because he's very straightforward. And he's very soft-spoken, and he's very direct, and he doesn't make any chit-chat. We'll get chit-chat later. But the two are working together. He's teaching Marcus how to plate. It's a painstaking process. Marcus takes a turn. He's kind of screwing it up. Luca tells him to be confident. He asks Marcus if he knows how to make shiso gelée. And Marcus makes a face.
I do.
Yes, chef. I'm thinking, you don't know how to make it.
And then he immediately Googles it.
Yeah, I couldn't even spell it. Well done him for being able to Google it, to be honest.
No kidding. He's like, dextrose? What's dextrose? I love when Luca lays the index cards in front of him and he just says, recipe. He doesn't give him shit about it at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he knows.
Well, there's a bit later in the episode when he's like, where he kind of like puts him at ease, doesn't he? Where he says something like, watch me do it. Don't try and do it until you feel comfortable doing it from what I've done.
Yeah, don't be a hero. You just fuck it up, basically.
I think him giving him the cards is like, you don't bullshit me. Don't lie to me. You're here to learn.
You're here to learn. Yeah.
You're not here to know everything. You're here to learn things. Like asking for help is fine.
But then in a scene later as well, he then says, "Have you ever made ice cream before?" He's like, "No." It's like, "All right, let's teach you."
Yeah, it's good. I didn't know what
ice cream was, but looked good.
It did. I googled the shiso as well. It's a Japanese dish, apparently. It's a light, jelly-like preparation made from shiso leaves that delivers a fresh herbal flavor, minty, citrusy, and slightly spicy, used as a garnish or accent in modern and Japanese-inspired dishes.
Oh, so that would be that green stuff he was boiling up and blending down then. Right, there we go.
So we've talked about this, and forgive me for not remembering, but we talked about the gourmet dining thing. Where does everybody stand on that? Do you look at this as like, I mean, I'm in the South of the United States. I feel like I'm fairly evolved in my thought process. But growing up, I would have looked at this and said, what's this nonsense? Like, does everybody think it's a little too pretentious? Is it too over the top? Is it okay in small doses? What's everybody think about this?
I think it's got its place. I mean, literally later in this episode, Luca talks about it, doesn't he? And he has a great sort of take on it, which I think is very poignant and very, very sort of respectful. Yeah, I mean, just to sort of, so I mean, I'm a man who enjoys a plate of food, put it that way. Like when you can see more food than plate, if that makes sense. But my favorite restaurant in Liverpool, it's a place called Rec. It's a sort of like modern European bistro. It's about 5 minutes walk from me, and their whole thing is it's not fine dining, but they just use very cheap like cuts of meat and like very sort of not pretentious ingredients, but they just cook it very well and with very well thought through ingredients. And that to me is more of the sort of, I'd rather have that than like you have to put the edible flowers at 1 o'clock and the consomme here, and you have to put the but I don't know, maybe I'm just a big northern lad who likes big bowls of food.
Anybody else got an opinion on this? I'm curious.
I mean, I've been and had hideously expensive meals like this, and it's fine. It feels when we get to those bits, it does make you feel special because you're eating this little foofy thing. But then I'm like, I'm hungry. That's not filling me up. I'm having to get chips on the way home. Right. It's. I mean, I was off last week, and me and my wife went and had meals in all of these places and stuff. And some of them it was just cheap and cheerful and banging, and some of it was highfalutin, fancy nonsense. And they're both great. They've both got their place, but this kind of stuff, it's not for me. I can see why people like it, but I don't want to do a 27 course tasting menu of little tiny ice cubes made of gnats pubes and stuff like that. It's just
See,
I can't taste anything. I've got 2 working taste buds. Like
I went off my birthday the other week, and we went to Hawksmoor, and so for like the main, I had like a really nice but quite small steak, which was very, very good, very, very good quality, really well cooked, with some chips. But then, so Hawksmoor, you get like a little steak for your main. Like you can get a bigger one if you want to pay like £100, but you know, for the most part, you get a sort of moderately sized steak. But then for your starter, my starter was 2 Yorkshire puddings, a jug of gravy, and a pot of like shredded beef. So it's like, well, here's your fancy like little bit of meat that's really good quality at the start, and for starters, here's just 2 Yorkshire puddings to have for yourself with some gravy.
I mean, that's the dream come true for me.
Yeah.
It's horses for courses. As a treat, it's fine. But no one's going out to eat this every night, are they?
No, you couldn't afford it. I mean, if you can't afford it, good on you. But I can't.
Even if you could afford it, you die of malnutrition.
But I think also, coming from another point of view, I think it's really important that for people in this industry, there's something like this to aspire to.
Sure.
Yeah.
And it takes, I was going to say, Jay, I'm going to cut you off. It takes a skilled hand, and it's an art form. So anybody that does this for a living, this is no disrespect. We're just trying to understand it. What do you think, Jay?
Yeah, I think that as you say, it is an art form. It's stuff that, like, even later in the episode when they're talking about it, and Marcus asks, "Did you train to do this?" And he was like, "No, I just kind of picked it up as I went along, and turned out I got really good at it." And it's one of those things that it does take so much time to kind of perfect. That it is something, as Ben said, it's something to aspire to.
Because if you've seen like, obviously you've seen like documentaries about Michelin star kitchens and like the sort of the pressure that the chefs put themselves under. 90% of the people in that dining room aren't as exacting as the chefs are. The chefs are putting themselves under that pressure because they want to show that they're the best.
Have you watched the menu?
I haven't, no, but it's very much that.
It's that kind of thing of people just going to these places because they can say, "I've eaten at so and so," and not
like
really appreciating the art.
I mean, with all due respect to the customers who frequent Michelin star restaurants, no one is going to go to a Michelin star restaurant and kick off because the edible flour was at 3 o'clock on the plate and not 2 o'clock on the plate.
But that's your art. That's, you know.
It's only the chef who's going to know that and is going to beat themselves over it. It's the chef doing it to prove that they can do it, almost, which is fine. That's a perfectly valid reason to do something.
But yeah, as you say, that it's not like say for example, if we went and we ordered it, we wouldn't know any different, that it's meant to uniformly look like that.
Where's my tower of soup?
That's very nice. It's not like, for example, the other week I ordered a burger from a place near mine, and first of all I ordered a beef burger, and I received 4 chicken burgers.
Alrighty.
And this is the thing.
Them together.
Well, this was the thing that upset me the most. It wasn't the fact that I got 4 chicken burgers. That was quite a good thing. It was the fact that all the buns were on sideways, so it's like the burger had been tipped on its side. And I was upset about that. Like, if it was something like as glaringly obvious as that, yeah, get upset about it. But if it's something like the placement of an edible flower on a dessert, you're not really going to be super upset, are you? Like, it is, as Ben said, it's the chef themselves taking the pride in it.
It's the pursuit of perfection from within the kitchen.
Yeah. It's such a weird thing too, because like it didn't exist till someone created it. And then the people that created it and the people that adhere to it and still create it. And it's a thing. But like, it wasn't just a thing till someone created it. You know what I mean?
It's like, as well, though, I think this is just kind of like the kind of culture we're in now, where everyone is taking a picture for social media of the food.
Yeah.
Like, even to the point where everything Marcus makes in this episode, he's taken a picture to send to show his mum.
Yeah, but that doesn't have to be Michelin star. I can go get a
Oh,
10-pound chicken burger from down the road, which people put on Instagram. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, but I think that's the thing where like with the sort of uniformity of it, of like the actual like Michelin star stuff is.
Yeah, but no
Marcus
one's gonna know. No one's gonna know if that flour. No, like when at the start when Luca's showing him how to put the little sliced nuts into the little like foam, no one's gonna notice if one of them's like slightly that way. No one's gonna kick off.
Some arsehole food critic will.
I agree totally. I totally agree with that. Yeah.
The Michelin star thing is a sham.
Do you ever think
like,
that if aliens turned up and you had to explain this to them, like the world's doomed, isn't it?
But again, I think it's more like they want every single time someone takes a picture of that dish, it to look the same.
Universal
yeah, but that's only that's the pressure that the chefs are putting on themselves.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Though it's like they want it to be uniform. They don't want it to. They don't want it to look like it's been.
The customers aren't demanding that perfection. The chefs are demanding that perfection.
Absolutely.
There is a tipping point where it becomes an insane pursuit of perfection that you can never achieve.
That's very true.
I mean, I've never been to a Michelin star like restaurant or anything like that, and I've never had a piece of. I've come close-ish. I've had like nice meals at places like the place I mentioned before. But when my food comes out, I don't go up to everyone else's table and be like, "Can I just compare mine to yours? Can I just
need to get this like my tape measure out to make sure.
How many chips have you got? Because I've only got 7.
I need to make sure these carrots are exactly 3 inches away from everything else.
I got a protractor here. I got a compass and a protractor. We're going to measure everything out. So anybody 20 years of age and younger, I have no idea what those tools are.
Boink Studios YouTube is the home of Bear Mode, a podcast review of The Bear, Tom Clark's Main Event, Tom Clark's 6M podcast, and Two Nations Under Ted, a Ted Lasso podcast. Subscribe to the channel for archives that date back to 2014, with new content being uploaded every week. And check out boinkstudios.com for links to every podcast platform, social media, special announcements, and a lot more. Bookmark the site today.
Marcus is making the stuff. He's asking the right questions, which is key. I think that's why Luca likes him. And eventually you can see that he likes him because he's asking questions and he's paying attention. And when he screws up, he does not screw up later, which of course is a big thing. There's definitely an art form to this, as we said before. And he's trying to understand what he's making, what it's paired with, how it tastes. Luca is all business. He's not being an asshole. He's just all business. He takes over
when he's making like the sauce, and Luca's like, "That's too thick. Add some more pineapple juice." And then Marcus is like, "Why is that a bad thing?" He asks him straight away. He's very He goes straight in like, "Well, tell me. All right, I understand. I don't just want to blindly follow this instruction. Tell me the science behind it. Tell me." And he's like, "Well, when it's too thick, it's too intense, and it overpowers the rest of the dish." And he's like, that actually makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
I think though, like from the first bit where Luca's very blunt with him and telling him what to do, and then he says, "Just be confident in yourself to do it. Like you don't think too much about doing it. Just be confident that you know what you're doing with that, and you can do it." But then I think that kind of like allows Marcus. It's the same as like in season 1 where Carmy like gives him a bit of positive reinforcement, and then that encourages Marcus to then start asking questions about, "Oh well, what would I want to do if I do this? What would I want to do if I do that?" Like I think with Marcus, he just needs like someone to show a little bit of interest in him.
Yeah.
And that just like relaxes him completely to then just get on and do his job well.
I think on the very first time we met Marcus in this entire series, I think we all 4 knew and said on this show, yeah, he's going to be something. You just had the feeling he really cared about this. Do you know what I mean? Whereas nobody else did except Sydney and Carm. He cared. Like you could see it a mile away. And the others had to kind of
You can't teach that. You can't teach someone caring about something. Like,
it's true.
That's what Carmy sees him in the first season. It's like, this guy gives a damn. Like,
Carmy said to him, he said, put a bain marie in the bottom of the thing. It'll help with the bread. Why? Carmy tells him, all right, yeah, that's it. It's
the vision, the image of Carmy eating that dessert off the floor. Was it a donut he ate off the floor?
Yeah.
That look he has where it's like, oh my God, this is freaking amazing. Like you could just tell. And we went up from there. We hear I've Been Loving You for Too Long by the great Otis Redding. And it's the next day and Marcus is out walking. Then we flip back to the States seeing he's interviewing people that doesn't last long, but it's really fun because she lists 3.
I love the
Interviews
first
3.
one. It's like interviewing for a hospitality job. Oh yeah, I can't work Fridays.
Can't work Fridays.
Yeah. It's like,
Bye.
see ya.
Yeah.
Can't use you. And she only hires 1 out of the 3, and he's very stoked to get the job. You could tell. You know
Oh, and the second guy, when do I get to speak to the chef?
right.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's like,
But
oh,
it's the way though she says to the other guy, I need you to be all in on this, and he goes head, and she's like, all right, yeah, it's
yeah,
like,
he gets it.
He knows.
He gets it. Yeah.
And I'm
we're-
sure that guy's gonna be absolutely fine. It's nothing's gonna go weird with that later.
No,
course
not
not.
on this show. Absolutely not.
No, everything
mean,
works out.
It doesn't look like he's killed someone before. And
Turns out
Yeah.
he's 3 little people in a chef's jacket.
I fucking knew it. Is he 3 kids stood on each other's shoulders, pretending to be an adult?
Ah,
I
the
don't know
little,
about that dude. That's the weird thing.
the little rascals references. I love that they're still in the ether. I love that they're still out there. That's great. Back to Denmark, Luca is talking, and he asked him if he's made ice cream. This is the ice cream convo you guys referenced earlier, and he says no, but he wants to make it. These scenes are so tranquil. They're peaceful. Such great change from what we're used to. As we said when we kicked the show off, Marcus is attempting to plate up again, and once again, he's screwing it up. So you kind of see, it's the first time in this episode I felt he was really getting frustrated with himself. Not with Luca, but with himself.
So when he's trying to do the quenelle at the end, and he's like, and he does it, and he's like, "No, do it again." And he's like, tries again, he's like, "No, that's worse."
That's worse. Yeah.
It's very again. Like it's if he had a swagger stick, he'd be hitting him with it at that point. Yeah.
But one thing that you see, and it's sort of like very softly implied, is the difference in the sort of the level of patience and how gentle Luca is as a mentor, as opposed to how Joel McHale was to Carmy.
Yes.
True.
Yeah,
Which I
think,
assume is why Carmy sent him there.
Yeah,
well, Luca, like it seems, even though he seems very direct, he seems like very like sort of patient with him. Like he doesn't make him feel stupid for making a mistake. He just says, "No, you've not done it right. Do it again.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
worse. Do it again."
I love the way he does, like when Luca does his quenelle as well. He does like the little wrist flick, and then he gets it on, and then he warms it on his hand for like a second just to help it release. And like, oh, the little bits of attention to detail, like oh.
Yeah, he calls to talk to his mom and is telling her all about his trip as if she's, and you just imagine the nurse is holding the phone up to her ear. I imagine is what's happening, and telling her what he's working on. And he sends Chrissy a pic of what he's working on so she can show her.
There's a moment
And,
where he doesn't just say something like, "Oh, I just want you to hear this." Or something.
Yeah,
That's why you
I
to
wish
hear
you
my
were
voice.
here. Yeah, so good, man, so good. Back in the kitchen, Luca is telling him to watch what he does. Don't be a hero, as you guys said. Don't F it up. He's working very meticulously. Marcus comments, it's like operation. And Luca immediately goes, that makes the butt. I thought that was such a nice touch.
I think that's the thing of, all right, I'm going to teach you everything I know. Like we're pals now.
Yeah. It humanized him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He tastes it and he says, it kind of tastes like, Luca says, a minty Snickers bar. It's like, that's it, a minty Snickers bar.
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
In my experience, you either like mint or you hate it and want to kill the person that came up with it.
God.
Yes.
But I think like the little weird jelly tower thing that he built.
Not really upsets me, but like, so he has this like very straight like tower, and then he purposefully offsets the top disc
Yep.
like a little bit, like only a tiny bit, and
Yeah.
then he puts like something else on top, and then he and it's like,
Like a
why would
wafer.
you?
Like
Isn't it, on
a
top?
Jesus biscuit. Yeah.
Yeah, why would you put it? Oh, just. I suppose it's meant to be like for aesthetic reasons. So it's got more like, I don't know, presence on the plate or something.
Looks less like the Irish flag. Yeah.
Yeah, meant to
But
look like one of those.
that dessert looks absolutely incredible. It really does.
I'm not
Yeah,
a
that
big fan
does.
of jelly.
It does. Me either, but I think the biscuit bit on top just. Ooh,
That did
I think
it.
at this point, I would eat anything that Marcus made for me dessert wise. I think the man
Yeah.
are locked in.
And yeah, minty Snickers bar.
I'll
I'm
put
sure
it,
they did one of them. a while back.
injected into my veins, man. Give it to me.
I'm sure they did it and had to recall them because something happened. You know what I mean?
Oh, I like mint. I like Snickers. Mint and peanuts. No.
Snickers good.
That's it.
Mint good.
Mint and peanuts. That doesn't sound right though. I'm with you.
Yeah. Mint crunch berry. Yeah.
If it's mint crisp, that's different. But if it's mint natural nut, no, I don't think so.
It's like whenever they screw with a Reese's cup, I'm like, why would you keep screwing with the Reese's cup? It's perfect
It's
the way
achieved
it is.
perfection.
You can't do anything more to it. I don't get it. Here's Reese's with this in it. It's got broccoli in it. And I'm like, what? No, I don't want that. Yeah.
We've got a shitload of broccoli out the back we need to get rid of.
That said, I do like the white chocolate ones. They are very good.
No, I don't like white chocolate.
Yeah, I have to be in the mood to have it. Yeah.
It's too sweet.
Marcus goes into a bakery and takes some stuff back to his boat. A lot of stuff, actually. He's
Man,
taking things
man
apart.
buys the place out.
He does.
To be
He's
fair,
taking
it
things
all looks
apart.
banging though.
Yeah.
It's like
Working backwards.
Have they rolled this?
Mm.
And
Yeah.
in his book, he's like writing notes down. He's like baked/fried ? You know, blah blah this, and like
great.
he's like reverse engineering like all of these different like pastries. And Jay, obviously you've been to Scandinavia. Like their pastry game is
man.
on point.
Well, as I said to you guys in the group chat, I'm sad they didn't show kiosk, which was just like, I don't know why they would, because, but then also it's kind of like, it for me it was the most like sort of, it kind of embodied like my experience in Denmark the most when I was there, where we were basically staying in like an apartment. It was up one of the cobbled streets that you see him walking down. It was like up like not that exact one, but it was up like a road like that. So when you come down the hill, you ended up on this road, and it was basically it was more or less pedestrianized. So it had like a big like almost like a park in the middle of it. It was quite wide, and on this corner there was this place called Kiosk, and it was just like a little news agent, but it had pastries they made fresh. They always had a food vendor outside. So the day we went, it was just like there's some guy barbecuing like barbecuing chicken up, basically just doing chicken burgers there on the street. It was awesome. But Jesus Christ, the pastries like from there were unreal.
It's worth pointing out as well. I don't think it's expressly said, although it's shown. So the restaurant that Marcus is starting in is heavily implied to be Noma.
Which, yeah, because he walks to it, doesn't he, at one point?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
no,
we'll
I
get there
think
in
the
a
restaurant
bit.
he's in. I think the restaurant he's in with Luca is supposed to be Noma as well.
Oh, I see.
Is it?
Interesting. I didn't
I
know
don't know if
that.
it is because
I mean-
you see him. Well, he certainly visits there because he goes into like the greenhouse and looks at all like the
Yeah.
produce that they're growing and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so-
I mean, when he's walking back along that sort of country road later on, like that would imply that it is Noma, because Noma is out in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
Like
So
from
for
where
anyone who's not aware,
Marcus,
Noma
go on.
is Noma is a 3 Michelin star restaurant in Copenhagen,
Mhm.
and since 2009, it has been consistently ranked as one of the top 5 restaurants in the world, having been ranked best restaurant in the world on like I think 5 separate years: so 2010, 2011, 2012, 2014, and 2021.
Yeah, we get there eventually, but yeah, it's very cool. Like I'm not going there. I looked up their website, and the wait's probably like a year or something. 'Cause you
yeah.
have to book reservations.
And then the chef will just kill us.
So when I like from where Marcus is staying, or around that area anyway, from where I could kind of glean where it was, we actually did like that walk from like central Copenhagen to like where that was, and it took us about 2.5 hours.
Wow.
Wow.
So yeah, it's about 45 minutes on a bus, because it's like literally the other side of the river from where he's staying. So and the only way over, other than like a water taxi, which isn't very frequent, is just walking it round. So and with him looking like he's walking, so either Marcus is a very fast walker, or he's having a very long walk to work every morning and night.
We Fat calls him kids. We get Fat back on the TV. He's like, Brookson, how good is Copenhagen? He's like, dude, it's so sick out here. I'm living on a boat. And they're FaceTiming, right? And Richie's like, what up, Brooks? Fack, ask him. And they start talking about the fire suppression test. Like, the guy's
When
here
was
right
the last
now.
time you had this done? I don't think we've ever had it done.
Never. Richie's like, no secrets, no alliance shit. That's a callback. We're best friends. We can tell secrets. Marcus is like, we're going to tell secrets. That's what we do. Like, he's right there with him. Oh, Richie's like, no secrets. Like, fact, if this glove pops, we can't turn the gas on. The Carmen's literally going to go full loose boots on us. I never heard it put that way. That's good.
No, I like the term loose boots. I
do
might
too.
start using that, yeah.
Richie says it's not going to pop. Fact says it's going to pop. It's not going to pop. It's going to pop. Marcus says that's going to pop. He says it's not going to pop. Look, it's popping. It popped. It popped. He's like yelling. He's very irritated. And the call drops. And Marcus is like, well, no, all right, well, talk to you later. That quick. I've never been in an environment where I've seen that happen. A fire is that can't be the fire suppression test. I'm sure it's a fire suppression test. Is it? I don't know.
Oh, I don't think
I've no idea.
I don't think we have them here like that. Oh, nowhere I've ever worked had anything that, like, if something caught fire, it sprays foam on it or something. I don't know.
It does, yeah.
No, I don't think that's the thing. It might be, maybe now you have to, but back when I was...
So
I
think
the issue they're having was
bigger
like,
places would.
there has to be like a non-escape of gas or something, because like the issue is that the glove is filling up with something and it's going to explode, and that's going to be a fail.
We when I worked in the grocery business, they had installed a grill in the market I was working in, and the grill has to have a hood so you can properly ventilate it, and they put in the fire suppression thing. And when the guy puts it in, he's like, see this switch? Don't ever pull this switch. He's like, if you accidentally pull this switch, the cleanup is atrocious. He's like, the mess it makes is insane because it all comes down like bloosh.
But now I'm going to want to pull that switch.
Well, if it's on fire and you don't have a choice. He was saying, don't accidentally pull the switch.
It's like Father Dougal on the plane.
But the way they reset,
press the button.
The switch was like set back into it. You would have to physically grab the ring, pull it, turn it. You'd have to put effort into it. You couldn't just bump into it
accidentally.
I'm thinking, was there a time where you could just bump into it accidentally and go blam? It just goes everywhere. So it apparently makes a huge, massive mess. Back to silence again on the boat. Marcus is cleaning up. He hits the cat bowl like you guys said. Right? He's like, I don't think there is a fucking cat.
Right. Okay, guys. Now here is I've got a little bit of Google through on. So there's a lot of theories about whether or not the restaurant that Marcus is in is Noma or not. However, okay. Now,
I thought it was going to be about cat.
Yeah,
I need two. I want some cat facts, Tasty.
Yeah. No, so Marcus, so Carmy, obviously Carmy worked at Noma when he was in Copenhagen. We know that. And there's a scene another time when he tells Mikey that he had to take care of a fake cat.
Interesting. I totally forgot that. Or it just slipped by me, I guess.
Because it's a throwaway line that you wouldn't.
Yeah. So that sort of maybe implies that Marcus is at Noma.
Well, I mean, I think as well. Like, if you like, is it the last episode or the episode before where Sid says to Carmy, I think maybe get Marcus like to go travel somewhere. Do you still know someone? And then Carmy like sort of like says, yeah,
I've got hookups. Yeah,
I got a hookup. So you'd assume that it would be.
Yeah.
Like,
so
let's face it, if Carmy's calling in a favor and sending someone to one of his staff to train, he's going to send them to the best place he possibly can, which would be Noma.
With Luca, because
and also when Luca's talking about a guy who comes in and who's like infinitely better than him, you've got to assume he's talking about Carmy.
It's heavily implied that that's Carmy, which we'll just go back to in a minute, which is probably the pivotal scene of the entire episode.
Yeah, the next day when we're there, Marcus and Luca are finally getting to know each other. We learn about Luca, who didn't go to school for this. As we said, he tried to skip out on a check. They made him come in and wash the dishes, and he loved it. And apparently, he had been pursuing it ever since. He asked Marcus what he about him. He's like, I needed a job. There's a lot of other jobs. That's a good line. I worked at the phone company for like 5 years, and then McDonald's. I love that they put that in. They didn't back down from it. Because it feels like a real person story. Do you know what I mean? That he didn't say I worked in fast food. He specifically names McDonald's. I kind of like
job's
that.
a job, mate. Yep.
Yeah. And Lucas says, out of high school? He says, yeah. He said, I played Division III football in college. It's like, oh, shit, what position were you? Outside linebacker.
And then as a British person, what's that?
Yeah, right? Because he asked him, yeah, what is that? Yeah. Luca says, and you loved it. And he's like, yeah, I loved it. He said it paid for school, but nowhere to really go afterward. And 4 years ago, his mom got sick.
Mm.
So we don't know. We assume it's only been a couple of 2-3 months since she's been in this spot that she's in now. I don't know.
Well, he asked him, and he said, like, how'd she do it? And he's like, well, they said she had a few years, and like, that was 4 years ago. So he doesn't say it, but it kind of hangs in the air that like she's getting towards the end now. This is like nitty gritty.
Yeah, it's implied, isn't it, that he thinks it's going to be sooner rather than later.
And I think that was a lot of his anxiety about going away, was he doesn't want to not be there when she passes.
Yeah. Also, those medical bills must be killing him then, because it's America.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
there's something that happens in the next bit that kind of like shows the character of Marcus for me, where as well, where he says he'd go the beef for a sandwich, and he decided, I'm going to learn how to bake. Taught himself how to make bread, and then
well, what was it? There was a guy who worked there who was he was
says the
brilliant,
owner.
but
The owner was brilliant, but he was a lunatic.
He was a lunatic. Yeah,
out of his fucking mind.
yeah, and
it's good.
But that speak, like you said, speaks to Marcus's his personality of, I want to be a part of this.
But then there's that incredible like little monologue from Luca where he talks about, and again it's implied that it's Carmy. So he said, like, me and this other chef both started this restaurant, and like he thought they were in competition with each other, and then all of a sudden he realized, no, this guy's better than I'm ever going to be. Like, I can never compete with this guy. So he said, all right, I'll just try and keep up with him. And that made him a better chef, and it taught him how to like surpass what he thought were his limitations. But then he said, almost like he talks about there being almost like a tranquility and a peace from not trying to be the best anymore, and knowing that he's not going to be the best, and like sort of finding his place, which I think is really in a world where, as I said earlier, in a world where everyone's taught you've got to push yourself and push yourself and push yourself, and you've got to work harder and you've got to work longer, and it's nice to just get to a point where you're like, no, this is fine. Like, this is enough. I've done really well here.
He says, so you're like Pippen. He goes, who's Pippen? Scottie Pippen. He was like that with Michael Jordan. Who's Michael Jordan? And Marcus says, fucker, I know you know who Michael Jordan is. He's like, yeah, we've heard of him in London.
And as Marcus said, even Scotty got to the Hall of Fame.
That's very true.
You don't have to be Michael Jordan, man. You can just be Scottie Pippen. Still be absolutely fucking excellent.
And by the way, for all of our, I was going to say American fans, for all of you, I don't believe Jordan's winning 6 rings without Scottie Pippen.
No.
Okay? And I'm pretty sure Scotty's not winning 6 rings without Michael Jordan. All right? So let's put that debate to bed now.
Has he got 6 fingers?
Which one, Scotty or Michael?
Because that's got to be cheating at basketball if you've got like an extra finger, isn't it?
Grace all the time, baby.
So, okay. Tom, there's a famous manager who managed Liverpool Football Club back in the 60s, 70s, called Bill Shankly. He's like one of the most famous football managers of all time. Really successful, built the modern foundation of the club. And I think it might. I'm probably, someone's going to murder me. I'm pretty sure this is a quote from him. Someone asked him about his like philosophy of designing a team, and he said a football team's like a piano. You need 10 men who can carry it and 1 person who can play the thing.
Oh, that's wonderful. I like that. That's well said. Yeah. Well, in a team sport, it's like, you can have those superstar players. We're going to get off on a thing. You can have those superstar players who can take over the game, right? But like, you're not winning without everybody buying in. If everybody's not supporting that guy, and that guy, as we know with Jamie Tartt, you got to pass the ball, son, right? Pass the ball. That's when you start winning the game, right? I like that quote. That's awesome. He says, but he was a Hall of Famer, though, number 33. Luca says, honored. He said, I think at a certain stage it becomes less about skill and it's more about being open. He says, to the world, to yourself, to other people, most of the incredible things that I've eaten haven't been because the skill level is exceptionally high or those loads of mad fancy techniques. It's because it's been really inspired.
And that's a beautiful way of looking at sort of excellent cuisine. And it doesn't have to be like 95-degree sprouts. It can be just, here's a really cool idea that is it's not about like effortless precision and like infinite different, like you say, different techniques, and like getting out the vacuum sealer and the Hester Blumenthal's exploding snail porridge and stuff like that. It's just about
Snail porridge.
it's about
It's the
cooking
real
something.
thing.
It's just about cooking something you really believe in, and doing something you really believe in and that you're really passionate about. And that's and it's great that that's what Luca's he's put himself in that position now. And it's weird to see that he's found a much better balance than Carmy ever has.
Yes.
Yes.
Like if you look at Luca as a person and as a sort of person and in relationship to their job, and then Carmy as a person in relationship, like Carmy's still obviously one of the most talented chefs on the planet, but that man has a mess of a life compared to where Luca is.
I think the thing is with Luca is he's accepted like I can be the best at this specific thing, as opposed to being the all-time best. Whereas with Carmy, he wants to be the best chef there is. He wants to, like, basically fill Mikey's shoes. He wants to make his family proud. He wants to keep the place running, but in his own vision. Like he's trying to spin so many plates, whereas Luca's kind of gone, I'm really good at doing this.
Yeah.
I don't need to be better at anything else. I'm quite happy with being the best at this.
It's being happy with your lot. It's coming to terms with this is it. This is it. Where like you said, Carmy's spreading himself too thin. He's trying to keep too many balls in the air, and you can only do that for so long before your brain explodes.
Even then, when Marcus says to him like, "So are you content with where you're at?" He goes, "Ask me tomorrow."
Ask me tomorrow. It's a great line.
Like a good answer.
He's like, he's just taking it as it comes, but also he's like, well, I'm really good at this. I don't need to be a jack of all trades.
Yeah. Talk about the soundtrack being awesome. We hear Tezeta by Mulatu Astatki, and the album is called From the Story of Ethio Jazz 65 to 75. This is a great album, guys and kids. Put this on your Apple Music, put this on your Spotify. It is wonderful. It is so good. Because of this episode in particular, I started listening to this stuff, and it's awesome. Really good. We get another montage of Marcus walking. This is beautiful scenery. He goes into a diner and has a massive chicken sandwich. I'm like, that looks so freaking good.
That looked incredible.
God almighty. That's not Chick-fil-A, I'm telling you.
I was watching something today, and some guy saying, like, I just don't like sandwiches. And I'm like, get out. You just never had a good sandwich.
Yeah.
How can you not like sandwiches?
My God.
John Moxley's right, man. The sandwich is not awful.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Only thing I wouldn't have had on the sandwiches was the pickles, but everything else.
I'd have had them for you. It's fine. It's what I do.
I love pickles. Got to be sour, not sweet. Sweet pickles are of the devil. Just saying. Another montage of Marcus walking. Beautiful scenery, as we said. He goes into a diner, has the sandwich, and then we see it's a farmer's market. You guys referenced it before. The sign says Noma. I think Tacey gave us all the facts on that thing earlier. It comes from two Danish words, Nordisk and mad, for Nordic food. You think to be something?
It was going to be from gnome and
something more poetic, but that's not.
Gnome and mother.
Mother. like tiny mums.
Tiny moms. That would be wonderful.
So the place that Marcus got the fried chicken from as well was a place in Denmark called Poulet.
Nice.
Yeah, it's got pretty good reviews. I'm just looking at the menu of it now and getting the very self.
Gotta stop. It's almost dinner time.
How much the flight to Denmark? Should we go tomorrow?
Tomorrow? Check the prices, Jay.
So it's in a completely different district to like where Marcus is. It is though tasty right by the McKellar bar, so it's
Oh, fair.
He's starting work at 5 a.m. He's finishing at 1. The rest of the day is his own.
Annoyingly, where it is round the corner from like my favorite bar in Denmark. I've never been, but I will go next time I go. Yeah, so that area where it is, it's Norrborough, where there's quite a lot of like fancy ass food places. There's a pizza place. I'm gonna find out what it's called because I can't remember the name off the top of my head. Called Based. So Baest. And it's like regarded one of the best pizza places in the world. It's very good.
Wow.
Yeah,
God, I'm so
they-
hungry.
I mean,
Hey.
how good can pizza get?
Shut
Really?
up.
You have no idea.
Yeah, Joe, this is fucking incredible. To be
Yeah.
fair,
Man,
I had it and was like, yeah, that's really fucking good.
From a man who eats Chicago town pizzas out the microwave, I have no opinion on this.
Doesn't even cook them, just puts it in and then takes it off frozen.
it's half
Yes,
frozen.
big
It's fine.
Savory lolly.
It's fine. It eats, doesn't it? It eats, doesn't it? It's fine.
Lasts longer if you just suck on them.
Scrape the schmutz off there. It'll be fine.
The frost in my stomach.
Next bit is where he finds the guy on the ground. For whatever reason, I didn't get the information who this actor was. Is this anybody that maybe is connected to the
He
crew?
is
Or
an acclaimed Danish journalist and food critic, Martin Kongstad.
I figured it was somebody.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I like the fact he's just laying there going, help,
Help,
help.
help me. That's it.
Like-
That's it.
Like not screaming or anything, just like, yeah.
They're so
I
polite,
mean-
the Danish.
It is probably like the cyclists. They're fucking lunatics. They are. Like they have right away, and they'll let you know about it. Like all you'll hear is bike bells. There's a cycle lane that's like kind of between the footpath and the road, and you've got to cross it to then get to like another footpath to then get to the road. And whenever you're crossing, if you're not quick enough, you'll just hear like the bells, and they'll end up fucking wiping you out. But a lot of them as well will just go like to bars or pubs or whatever, and then cycle home pretty drunk. So this doesn't surprise me that he's found like this.
I'm
That's
intrigued
good.
as to how he's done it because he must have come in there at sort of fair lick of speed.
No
the way
kidding. To
that's-
knock that
that's
whole thing
fallen on him.
down?
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like he's probably come down the hill that Marcus is walking down.
Yeah, could be.
I noticed that Marcus is dropping the F-bomb a lot as he's helping him up.
Yeah.
Which is fine. But he's like, oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, don't fuck. Oh, you fucking okay? Like,
And just apologizing to him.
Well, he tries to move the thing on top of him and just like smashes it into his head.
Yeah.
first time I saw this episode ever, I legit thought he was going to get mugged. I thought somebody was waiting for him around the corner.
Because he drops his bag, and I thought,
Yes.
someone's going to have him off here. Yeah.
I'm so glad they didn't do
There's
that.
no crime in Scandinavia, mate. Don't worry.
Oh, there you go. See, that's good to
Denmark's
know.
not even real.
Well, that's good too. They made it look pretty darn believable. I'll say that for him. I like how the guy pats his
British
head.
Columbia.
He pats his head and just gets back on his
So
bike.
I didn't really know what to make of this scene the first time I saw it, but I think the way I sort of view it is it's kind of like a sort of a bookmark because like the episode opens with Marcus like caring for his mom obviously, and he's there like it just shows like he's not like I don't know if I'm reading too much into this, but he's not able to like physically help his mum because like she is in
You can't.
she's in medical care, she's in palliative care now basically. But this is like, oh look, this is someone that you can help, like physically. You can physically help. You can lift this fence off this dude, right? He doesn't necessarily do it in the most gentle way, but it's like a sort of here's what maybe it's like a way, like a surrogate way of him being able to get out that need he has to like assist and do something and be seen to be not be seen, but to feel like he's able to affect something in a positive way.
Making a difference, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's like the whole point of this episode is to flesh out like the character of Marcus anyway, isn't it? And like sort of like really hammer home like the kind of man he is and that he
Well,
will help.
this is his chance to actually help the way that he can't necessarily do with his mum, but he can make it. He can help this fella, like, and he doesn't even know this fella, but he's trying to help him because he's a nice guy, and like,
Back on the boat, he is now FaceTiming with Sydney. The connection isn't great. She has some fun with that, which is good. He says, they call me European Marcus. That's my name. That's what everyone calls me out here. And she's reading that Coach K book. That's a call.
Yeah.
And it's Coach K, the greatest comeback of all time. She's
Why
like,
does
what?
everyone know this?
Everyone know that, yeah. It's Coach K, Sydney. Why are you saying his name like... She goes, why are you saying his name like it's Martin Luther King
Martin
Jr.?
Luther King Jr.
He's like a basketball coach. So what'd you learn? Dude, they had a minute left. They kept their composure. He made a bunch of decisions. It was very cool. They won. Sports. That's fun.
That's my approach to things like that, yeah.
They kept drilling. She's like, they kept drilling. So, but guess what? We failed the fire suppression test. He's like, yeah, sorry, I'm not there to help. She's like, you don't want to be sorry. I'm really happy you're over there and you're like enjoying yourself. He's like, I do feel a little guilty not being home. I keep having this nightmare that Chris is going to call me, tell my mom's dead, and that I wake up and everything is fine. She's like, I get that, but also she's okay. Like she's with people who care about her and are taking care of her, and you deserve to be enjoying yourself. Like you can't take care of her if you're not taking care of you, you know. And he says, I guess so. And she goes, I miss you, man. And there's a long hesitation before he says, I miss you too. And I'm like, I like that a lot, man.
There has been the kind of will they, won't they thing with them, hasn't there? There's a couple of lingering looks and things like that, but
I was gonna say there's like a little bit of like awkward chemistry with them, like when they both kind of walked out and they were eating in Sydney's place, and then when they found Mikey's hat as well, and it was kind of like they're talking just before like he calls her like an asshole. There was like that talking as well. So there's always a little bit of like sort of awkwardness between them.
I find it interesting how she dodged it by doing that I'm frozen thing again. It was her way of dodging and making it less awkward. Because like she can see, she ain't stupid. She knows that he's maybe seeing or maybe perhaps feeling something. And she says, a little bit scary. I saw my face during that moment because he's like, you play too much. He says, eat your cereal. I'm going to go to sleep. I'll talk to you later. And we hear Welcome by Harmonia and Enzo 76 playing. And back at the restaurant, Marcus is absolutely crushing it. This was a great move, sending him to Denmark. We can probably all agree on that one. Everything he's doing looks picture perfect. He tries what he's made, and he's happy. You can see full circle from the start to the finish.
Does anyone think that he was just blowtorching some uranium?
What was it? Was it a slice of kiwi?
Pineapple?
Something.
Looks like a pineapple or some sort of thing like that. Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, it shouldn't glow like that.
I like that he made the dish from the beginning, and it's perfect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Again, he spends all that time doing it, and then he picks it up and eats the whole thing in one go. And I'm like, what's the point? Get a Viennetta.
Get a feast.
Yeah.
Get a pizza. Well, kids, there you have it. There is episode 4 from season 2 in the books. And that was very painless. They're all fun, but some are more tense and frustrating than others. But that, however, was relatively painless. So I guess if we had too many of these, it wouldn't be the bear, would it?
It's again, it just makes me think now that the one next is going to be awful.
Yeah, I don't remember the next one.
Based on the Ted Lasso, nice one, horrible one, nice one, horrible one technique.
Yeah. I know.
That's true.
I know we're 2 away from Fishers because
oh God,
I had to go into the episode list to find which episode I was up to before.
I'm gonna tell you something, Jay. I know we've hyped this thing up. Maybe
I am so anxious about that,
buddy.
Whenever Joe says, "Oh, wait till Fishers,"
if you don't have to pause the episode as you're watching, I'll be shocked because I have to pause it and take a break and come back to it.
It's a longer episode, and it's a lot.
Yeah. It's lot.
Great.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
It's a lot. All right, guys, let's get final thoughts on this. Big Tasty, let's start with you. What do you think about final thoughts coming out of this episode?
Yeah, just I mean, I really want to go to Copenhagen. That's my takeaway from this episode. Yeah, because Marcus makes it look like I'd have a bloody good time. No, it's a great episode. It's again, it finds all the purpose in the quiet little moments and the interactions between people. And Luca is just a delight, isn't he? Will Poulter is phenomenal in this. I think he was rightly lauded for it when this episode came out. He absolutely smashes his little cameo here. So apparently, even though this was a one and done, he's only in this one episode initially. He actually spent weeks in restaurants in London, like preparing for this role, because he's an absolute ledge.
He begged to be on it. He said, "I'm a huge fan. Can I be in it? I'll do like whatever." And they went, "Yeah, here's a bit." And then he went, "Right, I'm off to learn how to be a chef." It's only one episode.
Yeah, but whatever. I'll do it properly. It's fine.
Daniel Day-Lewis, pretending to have cerebral palsy. This is the least I can do. Yeah.
But yeah, it's another one of the episodes where like it shows the bear doesn't need to be all screaming and bluster and chaos and shouting to give us really great moments and really great characters.
Yeah, I agree. Joe, what do you think?
Yeah, it's one of those background episodes that they do drop them in, but it's like you said, it's the story in the quietness. It's you don't, and that's what the bear does very well, is that it can say so much with nothing. And there's, you can probably count the amount of dialogue in this episode on two hands. But it's more showing you, and it's a beautiful episode. I think it's one of the highest rated ones of this season.
I wouldn't be surprised,
because it's so different from anything we've seen so far from this show.
And what's Carmy's screen time? This like 90 seconds.
The starting bit, isn't it? Yeah.
Richie's got maybe 10 seconds.
Yeah. But it's giving you those background characters who are important. We know they're important, but just filling in the blanks a little bit.
When's the Chester episode? That's all I know.
Shout out to Lionel Boy, says Marcus, who crushed it. Jay, what do you think?
Yeah. I think that this was a really good episode. As I say, it made me want to go back to Copenhagen because I love it there. It's great. So me and Tasty will probably book a holiday there now. But yeah, it's a great city. I really like the fact that it was such a calm episode, but it's because it's kind of showing, like, obviously you've got to be calm and detail oriented with like making the desserts, and it's a delicate process. So you can't have like chaos and screaming while they're doing that. I just thought it was a really nice episode. It really kind of, if you didn't really identify with Marcus before and find him like really like relatable beforehand, you definitely come out this episode feeling that way about him. I thought in season 1, I thought he was one of the better characters, and this kind of just like solidified that for me.
Yeah. I feel like we all saw in season 1 that there was something special about this guy from the first time we laid eyes on him. And we get maybe not the full delivery of Marcus, but it's pretty darn a great step in the right direction with this character. It's really good. So there you have it, kids. Hope you enjoyed this one. And lots more fun stuff to come. We'll be tackling episode 5. You'll see that one coming out next week. So everybody be patient.
And it's all super chill from here on in for the rest of the season.
It's fine. Yeah. We've been joking about that fishes episode. There's nothing to happen.
They invest in a pedalo company.
They just go and buy some lovely fish from the pet store. Yeah.
They have some trout, salmon. It's fine.
Koi.
They meet fish from Marillion.
Yeah.
It's great.
I don't believe you.
I wish we'd never prepared him, kind of, and just
I know, but
I mean,
I feel that you should be braced at least. Like
praise the impact.
I think it's like a roller coaster. I think sometimes seeing the drop is worse than not seeing the drop before you go in. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's very true. Oh my God, that's why Tom doesn't do roller coasters. So there you go, kids. Again, we appreciate you as always for following the podcast and checking us out on Boink Studios on YouTube. And thanks for sharing the show wherever you go. And please be sure to follow us on YouTube as well as all social media, and share this episode with your friends. Tune in next week for episode 5 as we go along, roll right along here in season 2 of The Bear. So stay tuned for a lot more. But for Big Tasty, for Joe and Jay, I'm Tom. We'll see you next time, kids.